Hey folks, Eric Bray, Focus Fishing Guide Service. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock Lake. It is Tuesday, May 30th. Been on the water every day this past week, including the Memorial Day weekend. Busy weekend on the lake. A lot of boats. Most I've seen in quite a while. Part of it may be just because we still have so few ramps that are available that may be why people are concentrating so much, but sure seem to be a lot of boats on the water this past weekend. As far as our water temperature is concerned, we are right around that 73, 74 mark. You get up into the rivers, you will find some warmer water, especially up the James. We've got a little bit more color. Up the Kings, where you've got a little bit more color as well, you'll find 76, 77, especially in the afternoon after a sunny day. But all in all, average water temperature is about 73.5, 74, somewhere right in there. I'm at Kimberling today, and it was 72 when I launched. I just got off the water. It's about 74 right now, so that's pretty average. As far as lake level, we are at 927.12 as of 10 a.m. this morning. That puts us a little bit more than 10 feet high. The Corps is adjusting the lake level during the month of May. They adjust it from 915 up to 917. We're almost to where 917 is normal, so that puts us at 10.12 feet above normal, so we're still a little high. Still have some issues with some boat ramps, but there are a lot of places you can launch. So if you're looking to launch your boat, looking to come down, there are places you can launch. I'm at Mill Creek today, launched here, been launching here pretty much since the water came up. I think Port of Kimberling is open. I know Moonshine Beach is open. I know State Park is open. I believe part of Baxter is open. Shell Knob's open. Several places throughout the lake where you can launch. Cape Fair, Ants Creek, if you want to go up the James, those ramps are open as well. But as far as fishing is concerned, if you guys are coming down, maybe you're thinking about fishing the lower end of the lake, still have the same bites going on that have been going on since the water came up. Catching a lot of fish on a couple of different patterns. Numbers of fish, you want to be out off the bank. You want to be at the old bank line or even deeper. Most of what we're catching are going to be on a Ned rig, using the new Jewel Ned head, 1/4 ounce. Fishing gravel flats, gravel points, and fishing it all the way out past the old bank line. Basically going anywhere from about 12 feet out to about 20 feet deep. And it seems like as the sun comes up, if you don't have any wind, you don't have any cloud cover, those fish are getting as deep as 22, 23 feet deep on a Ned head. But doing well with the Ned head, doing well with the Jewel Squirrel head, matching that up as usual with a speed craw, doing really well with the speed craw, doing well with a beaver. Whisker beaver's been really strong, and doing well with a finesse worm too. A lot of guys catching them on a finesse worm or even like a UV Anko, something like that. A little bit bulkier bait too has been working on there. The other bite that's been very strong down by the lower end is a swim bait. Throwing the Kitech 2.8, putting that on a Jewel Swim Gem and a 1/4 ounce, and basically fishing the same spots. Working that bait from the bushes out to about 15, 20 feet deep, and catching those fish that are suspended, the ones that are down about 5 or 10 feet below the water surface. They're not necessarily on the bottom. We have been catching a few on the bottom on calm days using the swim bait, but most of them have been suspended about 10 to 12 feet down, and just slow rolling it. Throw it out there, give it about a 5 to a 7 count, and just work it back slow to the boat. Catching quite a few fish doing that, and actually catching some white bass doing that. Had a couple of schools of white bass blow up on us, and if they're schooling, throw it in the middle of the school, start burning it, and kill it. As soon as you kill it, you'll catch a white bass. So keep your eye open for some white bass schooling as well. We have been catching a few whites doing that down by the dam area too. Come here to Kimberling City, same bites are working. Ned rig is probably the #1 bait down here, especially on our guide trips. Most of those fish are coming, oh gosh, gravel runouts, 12 to 18 feet deep. Today, right before we came in at about 10 o'clock, we did have to back out to about 22, 23 to get bit because we bright bluebird skies. Didn't have any wind, so those fish were out a little bit deeper, but catching a lot of smallmouth, a lot of spots. Seeing more spots today than I have most of last week. So catching some good quality too, some 2s, 3s. I had about a 4.5 pound largemouth today on a Ned head too. So we are catching some decent quality on the Ned head too. And again, using the new Jewel Ned head, matching that up with half of a Bass Pro Sticko, half of a UV Anko, basically anything you like in the way of a Cinco or even a TRD if you like using the TRD. Any of those baits will work. Something that's green pumpkin, watermelon red flake, peanut butter and jelly, those are your better colors on the Ned head. Squirrel head's working here as well. Did really well with the squirrel head over the weekend. Matching it up, 1/4 ounce squirrel head, same spots we're throwing the Ned head. Same gravel runouts, 12 to 18 to 20 feet deep, 1/4 ounce squirrel head. Did best with the speed cross. Speed cross has definitely been my best bait on that down here. Have caught a few with the whisker beaver, have caught a few with a finesse worm, but really the speed cross has been my best bait down here. Watermelon candy, dyeing the pinchers orange or dyeing the pinchers chartreuse so they can see it in this dirtier water has really made a big difference. Catching a lot of numbers on that and catching some better quality too on that. Have caught a few around the boat docks. They are starting to stage up or move up into those boat docks, especially the boat docks on gravel points or gravel banks. Anywhere from about same depth, 12 to 20 feet deep, using a Jewel Pro Spider jig. Been doing better with either Table Rock Secret or Missouri Craw. Those have been my best two colors, and then matching that up with a Speed Craw as well. And then over the weekend, I had a couple of guys who really wanted to fish the bushes. They'd been watching the videos and said, yeah, we know we can catch a bunch of fish out a little bit deeper. Can we catch some up in the bushes, maybe catch some better quality? So we moved up into the bushes through a War Eagle spinnerbait, had some wind that made a big difference, had some cloud cover, made a big difference too, but started fishing around the flooded bushes, hitting those holes in the bushes, hitting around the trees, really seemed to make a difference. Didn't catch a lot of fish on that trip. I think we only had about 14 or 15, but 12 of them were keepers. And one of them was about a 3.5 pound black and had another black about 5 pounds on that trip. So they are eating the spinnerbait a little bit down here. If you're looking for quality, move up into the bushes, flip the bushes if you don't have any wind, but if you've got wind, throw a War Eagle spinnerbait. We've been catching quite a few doing that, catching the better quality up in those bushes. Go up into the James, and the James has the best spinnerbait bite on the lake by far. From Ants Creek all the way up, gosh, almost all the way up to Cape Fair. It seems like those fish are really reacting to a spinnerbait better up there. Doing a lot better though with a War Eagle tandem willow leaf, but with painted blades, like a coleslaw has been a really strong color up there. You've got some clearer water. Once you get up above Cape Fair, the water does clear a little bit, but that dirtier water you really seem to do better with either a gold blade or a painted blade has made a big difference up there. And again, fishing the flooded bushes, fishing around the bushes. If you got sunshine, fish in the shade of the bushes. If you don't have sunshine, just work both sides of the bushes, but cover water because you're not going to catch a lot of fish. It's a 7-8 bites a day type of deal. So you want to catch some better fish up there, throw a spinnerbait. Want to just catch numbers, back off, get on those gravel flats. Ned head, using the Jewel Ned head's been working really good. Jewel Squirrel head with a Speed Craw working really well on those gravel points up there too. They tend to be a little bit shallower up there, but not a lot. Usually, I think we caught them as shallow as about 10 foot deep, but you're starting to get into the bushes there, so you will hang up a little bit. But most of them are that 12 to 15 to 18 feet deep when you get up there. And then flipping a jig. I mean, Jewel Pro Spider jig. Okeechobee Blue's been good if you get above that dirty water. Missouri Craw, Table Rock Secret have been really my best two colors up there. Got a little bit more chartreuse and orange mixed into it. So in that dirtier water, they really seem to key on that chartreuse and that orange and catch them pretty good around boat docks and in the bushes as well. Go up the White River. And the White River is just a blast. Catching a lot of fish on a swim bait up the White River, especially if you get above the Kings where the water clears up quite a bit. And it is considerably clearer above the Kings, especially around Big M. The water really clears up. It's not your typical Table Rock clear, but it is much clearer than it is throughout most of the rest of the lake. So that little Kitech 2.8 has been key up there. 1/4 ounce swim gem, keep them about 20-25 feet deep and fishing those gravel points. And basically anywhere I see shad. If I see shad on a bluff, I'll go over and throw it over by the bluff because we have been catching a few on bluffs as well. And again, keep it handy because the white bass have been blowing up all over the place. Just randomly they'll attack a school of shad, and you can catch quite a few white bass real quick with a swim bait if you want to do that. Ned head, Jewel Ned head's been working really well up there. Again, matching it up with your favorite color of TRD or half of a Cinco, whatever you like to throw. Same sort of deal. They're out there on that old bank line, anywhere from about 10, 12 foot deep out to about 20, 25 foot deep, depending on whether you've got wind or sun. Jewel squirrelhead's been very effective up there again, and I'm looking for the flattest gravel I can find. I want the really, really flat gravel points. As an example, if you're familiar with the Baxter area, all those flat gravel points across from Baxter, once you leave the mouth of Baxter, all those flat gravel points on that, I guess it'd be the north west side of the lake, that's the sort of stuff you're looking for. Flatter the better. Get the boat out in about 20 to 25 feet deep and throw it up in there and work it back slow. The guys today, it took them a little while. It took them about 30, 40 minutes to realize you're just moving it too fast. You got to work it slow. These fish are not really aggressive, especially if you don't have wind, especially if you don't have cloud cover. Sunny day, work it slow on that flat gravel. Again, the Ned head's working on that. Squirrel head's working really good on that as well. And really up there, the speed craw's good, but the beaver's been a little bit stronger, and a UV finesse worm's been a little bit stronger up there too. On all of them, regardless, tip it with chartreuse, tip it with orange, something on there to give it a little bit of color, to get a few more bites that way. Spinnerbait bite, pretty strong, especially up the kings, especially in the shell knob area where you've got a little bit more color coming out of the kings. Again, fishing it around bushes. If it's sunny, hit the shady side. If it's not sunny, hit both sides. But wind is key. If you don't have wind, it's really hard to get a lot of good spinnerbait bites up in these bushes right now. And you can catch a few flipping a jig too. Jewel Pro Spider Jig, Table Rock Secret, Missouri Craw, both been good, matched up with a speed craw. Shady sides of bushes, shady parts of docks. Caught a lot on docks. I guess it was about 4 or 5 days ago. Caught a lot of fish on docks up in the Shell Knob area. But they're really not that much shallower. Even though if the dock does make it all the way to the bank, it seems like they're still out there towards that old bank line. I mean, they've kicked up the generators. We got a lot of rain over the weekend, so they've kicked the generators back up. They're releasing about 20,000 cubic feet per second, so the water's dropping and the fish are moving with it. Remember that. Water coming up, water stable, they'll be in the bushes. If they're dropping it back down, get back out to the old bank line, or even deeper is where you're going to find the bulk of the fish. Guys, it is the end of May. We're finally making it into June, and the summer season is officially here since we had Memorial Day yesterday. Been busy, been a real good year. I do have some dates opening towards the end of June. I've got quite a few trips open if you guys are thinking about coming down. But we are catching fish. I think as long as the water stays up, we'll still be catching them shallow. Have noticed some fish and some shad moving out deep, so we'll probably start talking about using a drop shot and a spoon here before too much longer. So if you've always wanted to learn how to fish deep, getting close to that time. End of June, beginning of July, we'll start fishing deep. We'll start catching them deep. If you guys are maybe, you're taking a vacation down, bringing your boat, first day you get on the water, shorten your learning curve. Give me a call. That's what these guys did today. They've been here for a couple of days, but they really hadn't caught them real great till we went out today. Caught them good. Now they can take the family out the rest of the week and catch fish, doing the same stuff we were doing today. But if you're coming down, want to hire a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743. Hit my website, focusfishing.com. You can either book online through our online booking or just send me an email, whatever you want to do. Work out our dates and times, figure out when we can get on the water, but going to be a lot of fish caught over the next couple of months. Want to learn how to fish deep? Now's a great time to come because we're going to be fishing deep here before you know it. But guys, give me a call. Thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.